The rain-slicked streets of Brooklyn smelled like wet concrete and regret when Austin's text lit up my phone. "We need to talk." Now. I was midway through a shift at the coffee shop, steam hissing from the espresso machine like the lies we'd both been choking on for years. My hands shook as I typed back, "Not here." But he was already pushing through the door, his coat dripping, eyes wild with that familiar storm, love and terror tangled up like always. That was the night he told me he was getting married. Not to me, of course. To her. Emily. The girl from his office who'd been just a friend for months. The one his parents paraded at holiday dinners like a shield against the whispers they'd never say out loud. I stood there behind the counter, the world narrowing to the drip of the faucet, feeling my heart crack open like an egg on hot pavement. 9 years. 9 years of stolen weekends in Jersey motels, late-night drives upstate where we'd pretend we were free, his hand in mine under the dashboard where no one could see. And now this. I wanted to scream, to shatter the glass display case of overpriced lattes, but all I did was nod, because that's what you do when the man you love chooses a life that erases you. "Congratulations," I whispered, the word tasting like ash. He reached across the counter, his fingers brushing mine for the last time in public, and murmured, "Zach, this isn't goodbye. I swear." But it was. Or so I thought. Life in New York never slows down, not even when your soul's been gutted. I remember the first time I met Austin like it was etched in acid on my ribs. It was 2014, Obama still in office, the city buzzing with that fragile hope after marriage equality passed. I was 24, fresh out of NYU with a useless film degree and a bartending gig in the East Village that paid just enough to keep the lights on in my shoebox apartment in Bushwick. He walked in one Tuesday night, all broad shoulders and that easy Midwestern smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. 30 already, a junior exec at some ad firm in Midtown, slumming it for cheap whiskey after a bad client pitch. He ordered a neat scotch, no ice, and when our hands brushed passing the glass, something sparked. Not fireworks, not cliches, just a quiet hum, like the universe tilting on its axis. We talked until closing. Him about growing up in Ohio, the weight of his dad's expectations as the eldest son in a family of 5. Me about dodging my own ghosts, the foster homes that taught me love was a loan you pay back with interest. By last call, he was scribbling his number on a napkin, and I was already half in love with the way he said my name, Zachary, like it was a prayer. That napkin led to coffee the next morning in Washington Square Park, where pigeons scattered like our doubts. He confessed he was bi, maybe, or just confused. Labels were for other people, he said, the ones brave enough to wear them. I didn't push. I was out, proud even, marching in pride with signs that said, "Love wins." But Austin? He was a vault, locked tight against the world. His family was old-school Catholic, the kind that prayed for rain on Sundays and frowned at anything that smelled like sin. Coming out would mean disowning, he figured, and he'd already lost his mom young to cancer. Dad was all he had left. So we started slow. Texts that turned into calls into drives to the Hudson Valley, where we'd hike trails empty of judgment, his arms slung casual around my shoulders until we were alone enough to kiss. God, those kisses. Hungry, like we'd both been starving our whole lives. Under pine trees with the river murmuring below, he'd pull me close, his breath warm against my neck, whispering, "You're the only real thing I've got." I'd believe him every time, because in those moments, he was mine. Fierce, unguarded. The Austin who laughed too loud at my dumb jokes and traced constellations on my skin with his fingertips. But secrets fester. By year 2, the guilt gnawed at him. What if they find out? He'd muttered during our post-sex smokes on fire escapes, staring at the skyline like it held answers. I'd soothe him with stories of my own scars. The uncle who kicked me out at 16, the string of hookups that left me hollow. We're building something, I'd say, brick by brick. And we were. He met my ragtag chosen family, my best friend Lena, a queer Latina artist who grilled him over tacos in her Williamsburg loft. Jamal, the trans barista who became my brother in all but blood. They loved him, flaws and all, but Austin kept them at arm's length, terrified of ripples that might reach Ohio. Work became our alibi. I clawed my way into freelance videography, shooting indie shorts in corporate spots that paid sporadic but let me chase dreams. Austin climbed ladders at the agency, his charm masking the exhaustion. Late nights, he'd crash at my place, feigning client dinners to his roommates. We'd cook pasta from a box, watch old Hitchcock films on my laptop, his head in my lap as I carded fingers through his dark hair. "This is it, Zach," he'd say, eyes soft in the blue screen glow. "You and me against the tide." Yet the tide rose. His dad retired, moved to Florida, started dropping hints about grandkids over FaceTime calls Austin let me eavesdrop on. "You're not getting younger, son. Find a nice girl, settle down." Austin would laugh it off, but I'd see the flinch, the way his jaw tightened like a trap. I pushed back once, gently. "We could go public. Hell, we could move to San Francisco, start fresh." He shut down, voice cracking. "You don't get it. It's not just dad, it's everything. My job, the firm, the guys at the gym who slap my back like I'm one of them. If I lose that..." He trailed off, and I swallowed the hurt, because losing me was apparently the price he could pay. By year 5, the cracks showed. Emily entered the picture innocently. A co-worker, sharp as a tack, with a laugh like wind chimes and a shared love for craft beer. She was straight out, the kind of woman who volunteered at women's shelters and quoted RBG like scripture. Austin swore it was platonic, but I saw the photos on his Instagram. Group shots from office happy hours, her arm looped through his, captions about team vibes. Jealousy coiled in my gut, ugly and unfamiliar. "She's just a friend," he insisted one night after I'd called him out. We fought, our first real one, in my kitchen, voices echoing off peeling wallpaper. "Then act like it," I yelled. He stormed out, but came back at dawn with roses from the bodega and apologies that melted my resolve. We patched it, but the fear lingered. He started pulling away, canceling plans for work emergencies. I'd lie awake, scrolling his socials, wondering if this was how it ended. For all the progress, for all the rainbow flags waving in Chelsea, being gay in America still meant navigating minefields. Black Lives Matter protests raged downtown. Austin marched with me once, incognito in a hoodie, but whispered the whole time about optics. "Can't risk the blowback," he said. I nodded, hating how small we both felt. Then came the proposal. Not to me, God, no. To her. He dropped it casual over burgers at Shake Shack in Madison Square Park, like he was discussing fantasy football. "It's happening." Dad's thrilled. My fork clattered to the plate, ketchup bleeding like a wound. "What about us?" I managed, voice a rasp. He leaned in, eyes pleading. "This changes nothing. We'll figure it out. Marriages like this. They happen all the time. It's cover. Cover." The word hung between us, heavier than the humid July air. I wanted to bolt, to hail a cab to anywhere but here, but his hand found mine under the table, thumb stroking my knuckles. "I love you, Zach. Always will. This is survival." Survival. That's what he called it when he moved into her Tribeca loft 6 months later, a sleek space with exposed brick and skyline views that mocked my Bushwick crawlspace. Weddings in America are spectacles. His was no exception. Catholic church in the village, 200 guests, his dad beaming from the front row. I wasn't invited, of course, but Lena smuggled me photos. Austin in a tux, handsome as sin, Emily radiant in lace. "He looks miserable," she texted. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned, imagining the vows as chains. The first year of their marriage was radio silence, broken only by a birthday card, and signed, slipped under my door with a Metro card inside. Our old signal for "miss you." I threw it out, then fished it from the trash, clutching it like a lifeline. My career stuttered. A short film about queer invisibility got festival buzz, but no distribution, leaving me scraping by on wedding videography gigs. Irony at its cruelest. Filming straight couples say, "I do," while my own love rotted in the shadows. Then, the text resumed. Sporadic at first. "Can't stop thinking about you." Late-night calls from payphones, his voice thick with bourbon. "It's not what I thought. She's great, but not me." We'd meet in dingy motels off the turnpike, frantic and forbidden, his wedding ring glinting like an accusation as he touched me. "This is wrong." I'd gasp between kisses, and he'd pull me closer. "No, this is us." Lies we both swallowed, because the alternative, letting go, was unthinkable. Emily suspected, I think. She was no fool. But America sells the dream of perfect unions, so she played along, posting couple selfies from brunches in Soho, vacations to the Hamptons. I stalked them online, a masochist in sweatpants, hating the life he built without me, hating myself more for still loving him. It was during one of those stolen nights, tangled in sheets that smelled like bleach and betrayal, that he whispered the bomb. She's pregnant. My world tilted. Joy and rage warred in my chest. Joy for the life he'd made, rage that it sealed our tomb. What now? I asked, tracing the scar on his shoulder from a childhood bike crash. He buried his face in my neck. I don't know, but I can't lose you. Not ever. Famous last words. The baby arrived in a blur of spring rain and hospital fluorescence. March 2023, cherry blossoms just budding in the Botanic Garden when Emily went into labor. Austin texted me from the waiting room. It's a boy. Healthy. We're calling him Noah. Noah. Biblical, fitting for a family clinging to scripture like driftwood. I paced my apartment, phone clutched like a grenade, imagining the scene. Austin in scrubs, holding this tiny stranger, Emily exhausted but glowing. Part of me ached to be there, to see the miracle we'd never share. The rest wanted to vanish into the subway tunnels. He called 2 days later, voice raw. Come see him. Please. I shouldn't have. Every instinct screamed run. Back to Lena's couch for wine and rants, or further, to LA where the sun might burn away the chill in my bones. But love's a stupid compass, so I drove to their place in the pre-dawn fog, parking 2 blocks away like a thief. Emily answered the door, hair in a messy bun, hospital bracelet still on her wrist. She looked me over, jeans, faded Mets hoodie, not with suspicion, but something softer. Pity? Recognition? Zachary, she said, like she'd rehearsed it. Austin's told me. Some things. My stomach dropped. I don't. She cut me off with a tired smile. It's okay. Come in. Noah's sleeping. The loft smelled of new life and diptyque candles, a far cry from our old dives. Austin hovered in the nursery doorway, cradling the bundle like it might shatter. Noah had his dad's nose, a tuft of dark hair. Hey, Austin breathed, eyes locking on mine. In that gaze, 9 years flashed. First awkward fumble in his car, the night he cried after his dad's heart scare, the way he'd hum Springsteen off-key in the shower. Emily watched us, arms crossed. He's beautiful, I said, voice cracking. She nodded. Want to hold him? Before I could protest, she placed him in my arms. Warm, impossibly light, his tiny fist curling against my chest. Something primal stirred, a fierce protectiveness I'd never known. Austin's hand brushed my back, a ghost touch. See? Family, he murmured. But whose? I fled after 20 minutes, excuses tumbling out. In the car, tears blurred the Williamsburg Bridge lights. Family. The word mocked me. Back home, I blasted Nina Simone, feeling good, and danced alone, trying to shake the ghost of that warmth. Austin texted apologies, explanations. She knows about us. Not all, but enough. Says she wants me happy. Happy. As if a closet could hold it. Emily's olive branch turned toxic slow. Invites trickled in. Barbecues in Prospect Park, where I'd linger on the fringes, nursing a beer while Austin flipped burgers, Noah gurgling in a sling against his chest. She'd corner me by the cooler. He lights up when you're around. You know that, right? I'd nod, throat tight, because I did. But her eyes held shadows. Nights alone while he slipped out for errands, the math of mismatched sheets. America preaches monogamy like gospel, but ours was a poly mess without the honesty. By Noah's first birthday, the strain showed. Austin's firm promoted him to director, but the hours crushed him. Pitches till midnight. Weekends schmoozing clients in the Hamptons. Emily quit her job to stay home, her law dreams deferred for diapers and playdates. It's what we do, she'd say at those awkward group hangs, her voice edged with something brittle. I pitied her, this woman who'd married a half-truth, but resentment festered too. Why her? Why the white dress and the cake when I got scraps? Our affair reignited in fits. A work trip to Boston became 2 days in a Cape Cod cottage. Noah with a sitter, Emily none the wiser. We walked beaches at dawn, salt wind whipping our faces, his arm around me like old times. I hate this, he admitted, skipping stones into the surf. Lying to her, to you, to myself. I stopped, sand gritty underfoot. Then ended. Choose. His face crumpled. I can't. Noah. Dad. The life we've built. Built on what? I wanted to roar. But I kissed him instead, tasting salt and sorrow, because choosing meant losing, and neither of us was brave enough. The misunderstanding hit like a freight train that fall. I'd been dating. Casual, nothing serious. A graphic designer named Riley from a Grindr coffee meetup turned walks in the High Line. He was out, unapologetic, with tattoos of Audre Lorde quotes and a laugh that echoed. Austin saw a photo on my Instagram. Us at a queer poetry slam, arms slung casual. His call came at 2 a.m. Who's he? Voice like shattered glass. I explained. Friends, maybe more, but jealousy poisoned it. You're moving on. Without me. As if I hadn't been waiting in the wings for a decade. The fight spilled into texts, then voicemails raw with accusation. You think this is easy? Watching you play house. I fired back. He went dark for weeks. Emily reached out instead, coffee at a neutral spot and flat iron. He's a mess, she said, stirring oat milk foam. Drinking too much, snapping at Noah. This secret, it's killing us all. Her candor disarmed me. She knew more than I'd guessed. The motels, the calls, even a near miss when his phone buzzed during family dinner. I love him, she confessed. But not like that. Not anymore. My heart twisted. For her, for the wreckage. What do you want from me? She met my eyes. The truth. For all of us. I drove to Ohio that Thanksgiving, uninvited, needing air from the city's chokehold. Austin's childhood home was a split-level rancher in Dayton, American flags on porches, pickup trucks and drives. His dad greeted me at the door, gruff, golf shirt, mistaking me for a colleague. Austin's told me about you. Good man, keeps my boy in line. I nodded, while rising, as we carved turkey in a dining room lined with crucifixes. Austin arrived late, eyes widening at my presence. Under the table, his knee pressed mine, a plea, a warning. That night, in the guest room, he slipped in after midnight, whiskey on his breath. What the hell, Zach? I pulled him down, our bodies aligning like puzzle pieces worn smooth. I needed to see it. The cage you won't leave. We made love quietly, the house creaking around us, his hand over my mouth to stifle moans. Dawn brought regret. Emily's call, frantic. Where are you? Lies tumbled. Austin covering, me vanishing before coffee. Back in Brooklyn, guilt was a constant hum, louder than the L train. Winter brought the first real fracture. Noah spiked a fever, RSV, the doc said, landing in NYU Langone for days. Austin barely slept, pacing sterile halls. Emily curled fetal in the waiting room chair. I showed up with takeout from their favorite Thai spot, faces gaunt under the harsh lights. You didn't have to, she whispered, but her hand squeezed mine. Noah rallied, chubby cheeks flushing pink again, and in the discharge glow, Austin hugged me too long in the parking garage. My rock, he murmured. Emily saw, said nothing. But seeds planted sprout. By spring 2024, Emily's headaches started. Migraines, she called them, popping Advil like candy. Austin confided in me during a rare alone lunch in Bryant Park, tourists milling like oblivious ants. She's not herself. Snapping at me, forgetting things. I suggested a doc, but he waved it off. Stress. New York's a beast. Denial, our old friend. Our moments grew rarer, riskier. A quickie in his office bathroom after hours. Ty askew, heart pounding at every footstep. This can't last, I gasped, zipping up. He cupped my face. It has to. But the has to frayed. Riley and I fizzled. Too much baggage on my end. But Austin fixated, accusing me of giving up. Misunderstandings piled like snowdrifts. A misinterpreted text from Lena. Time to cut the cord, babe. A photo of me at a Pride afterparty alone. You're free. I'm trapped. He'd rage, then beg forgiveness with flowers delivered to work. Emily's decline accelerated that summer. Scans revealed a shadow on her brain, glioblastoma, aggressive, stage 4. The word hung in oncology waiting rooms like a guillotine. Austin shattered in my arms that night, on my fire escape, city lights blurring through tears. How do I tell Noah? How do I? I held him, rocking like a child, whispering nonsense about fights won. But inside, fury brewed. at the universe, at the unfairness of America's healthcare roulette, where love meant bankruptcy or loss. She fought like hell, chemo and sleep clinics on the Upper East Side, experimental trials funded by GoFundMes, and her dwindling savings. Austin juggled it all: work, dad duties, midnight vigils. I became the shadow support, stocking their fridge with meal prep containers, babysitting Noah during scans so Austin could breathe. Emily noticed, pulling me aside one drizzly afternoon in their kitchen, for port hidden under a sleeve. "You're good with him," she said, watching Noah stack blocks. "Like you've always been part of this." I swallowed hard. "I wish." She smiled wan. "I know. Austin's told me everything now. The 9 years. The love. Shock rooted me. Why stay?" Her laugh was a rasp. "Hope, I guess. And Noah. But mostly, I wanted him whole. Even if it wasn't with me." Tears pricked. Human. She was so damn human. "What now?" She took my hand. "Promise me you'll be there. For them. When I'm gone." The request landed like a meteor. Raise their child? With him? The man who'd chosen her vows over mine? Rage bubbled, betrayal's old friend. "That's not my place," I choked. Her eyes, sharp despite the pain, pinned me. "It is. You're his heart, Zach. Always have been. Don't let fear win." I left shaking, the plea echoing. Austin found me later at our old spot, a bench in McCarran Park, dusk painting the pool gold. "She told you." "Not a question." I nodded, fists clenched. "How could you let it get this far? Marry her, have him, then this." He recoiled like slapped. I was scared. Of losing everything: family, job, you. But I never stopped loving me. I spat. "Or using me?" The fight exploded, accusations flying, 9 years worth of hurt unleashed. "You think I wanted this cage?" he yelled. "Every day I wake up lying to the mirror." Parkgoers stared, a jogger slowed. I stood, chest heaving. "Then break free. Before it's too late." He grabbed my wrist. "Don't leave. Please." But I wrenched away, the chasm between us wider than the East River. Autumn 2024 painted New York in fire, leaves scorching red along the West Side Highway, mirroring the blaze in my veins. Emily's plea haunted me, a ghost in every quiet moment. Raise Noah? The boy with Austin's eyes and her dimpled grin, now toddling through their loft with a sippy cup and boundless curiosity. We tried normalcy. A family outing to the Bronx Zoo. Me, Austin, Noah in a stroller, Emily in a wheelchair she hated. Lions-paced enclosures. Noah pointed, babbling roar. Austin lifted him to the glass, their laughter a balm. Emily caught my eye, mouthing, "Thank you." Later, over zoo pretzels, she leaned in. "He's yours, you know. In ways that matter." The words twisted: possession, legacy, the American dream repackaged as queer redemption. I wanted to bolt, but Noah's sticky hand in mine anchored me. Austin and I tiptoed around the elephant. Stolen glances over bedtime stories, his fingers lingering on mine during dish duty. "She's giving us a chance," he'd whisper after tucking Noah in. Us. The word dangled like a key to a door I'd long ago locked. But trust? Shattered glass doesn't mend clean. I'd wake from nightmares of wedding vows, his ring glinting as he promised forever to her shadow. How do I know this isn't pity? I confronted him one night, post Emily's latest ER dash for seizures. Rain lashed the windows. Noah slept down the hall. Austin paced, shirt untucked. Pity? Christ, Zach, I fought for this, for us, every damn day. Fought by marrying her. The old wound reopened, festering. He stopped, face crumpling. I was 28, terrified. Dad's cancer scare, the recession hitting the firm. Coming out felt like suicide. Emily. She was safe. Kind. I thought I could compartmentalize. Compartmentalize. Like love was a spreadsheet column. And me? The side hustle. He flinched. "No. You were the fire. The reason I breathed." Pretty words, but actions? He'd chosen the white picket path, even if it was Tribeca concrete. The betrayal crested at Emily's baby shower flashback. Wait. No. Her final family dinner. A forced cheer amid the doom. His dad flew in from Florida, all khakis and backslaps, toasting to stronger days. Austin's siblings, straight-laced lawyer sis, engineer bro, filled the loft with casseroles and small talk. I was the old college pal, tolerated but eyed. Dad cornered Austin in the kitchen. "Son, Whatever this is, get your head straight. For the boy, Austin's nod was mechanical. I overheard from the hall, gut churning. Later, buzzed on Pinot, Dad pulled me aside on the balcony, city hum below. You're a good egg, Zachary. But Austin needs a real family. The implication landed like a gut punch. Faggot, unspoken but loud in Bible Belt cadence. I confronted Austin in the bathroom, door locked, mirror fogging from our heat. No, from the steam of suppressed rage. Your dad's right. I'm the intruder. He gripped the sink. Screw him. This is our life. Our. But whose rules? We argued in hisses, Noah's monitor crackling like static interference. You've always chosen them over me. I accused. His face twisted. And you've always run when it gets hard. That film of yours? You quit when rejections piled up. Riley? You ghosted him. Low blows, truths weaponized. I shoved past, fleeing to the fire escape, where rain mixed with tears. He followed, pulling me into a desperate kiss, salt and fury, hands fisting shirts. Don't, I gasped. Not like this. But bodies betray. We clung, the city indifferent witness. Emily knew, of course. Hospice talks loomed, palliative care, quality time. She called a summit. The three of us in her sunlit bedroom, Noah napping in the bassinet. No more secrets, she decreed, frail but fierce. Austin, you love Zach. Marry him, for God's sake. Or at least build something real. Austin blanched. I froze. She waved it off. I'm dying, not blind. And Zach, don't you dare martyr yourself. Noah needs stability, not shadows. Her hand found mine. Promise me. Both of you. We nodded, hollow, the weight crushing. The misunderstanding deepened when Austin's firm got wind. Whispers of personal issues affecting his pitches. A rival exec closeted himself, cornered Austin. Heard you're going through stuff with that friend of yours. Austin denied, but paranoia bloomed. He accused me of leaking, ridiculous, born of stress, but it ignited a blaze. You want out? Fine. Go live your authentic life, he shouted over the phone, Noah's cries in the background. I hung up, blocked him, dove into work. A doc series on queer elders in Harlem, interviewing survivors of Stonewall riots. Their stories, resilience amid raids, lost loves, mirrored mine, a salve and a goad. Lena dragged me to therapy, a queer center in Chelsea with rainbow flags and no BS counselors. You're codependent as hell, she said over post-session pho. The shrink echoed, unpack the abandonment, the foster kid armor. Sessions peeled layers. My fear of being the other man forever. Austin's internalized shame from pulpit sermons. Progress, inching. Emily's decline steepened. Thanksgiving in hospice. Turkey from Zabbers. Her swallowing pills with ginger ale. Noah climbed her bed, patting her cheek. Mama Owie? She smiled. A little, buddy. But Uncle Zach's here to help. Her eyes met mine, plea renewed. Austin and I sat vigil that night. Her morphine drowsed, our hands linked across the bed rail. I'm sorry, he whispered. For everything. I squeezed back. Me too. Truce, fragile as rice paper. Winter solstice brought the storm. Emily coded, seizure storm, docs swarming. Austin called me from the ICU, voice breaking. Come. Now. I raced through slushy streets, heart hammering. She stabilized, barely, tubes snaking like accusations. In the family lounge, vending machine coffee bitter as regret, Austin collapsed against me. I can't do this alone. The dam broke, sobs racking him, my shirt soaked. Then don't, I murmured, holding tight. Nurses glanced, a queer couple in crisis, unremarkable in 2024's mosaic. But alone? Emily rallied for Christmas. Home hospice, tree twinkling in the loft. Noah in elf pajamas, ripping paper. She gifted me a locket. Photo of us three, Noah's ultrasound tucked inside. For the memories, she rasped. Austin gave me a key to their place. Stay? Please. I did, that night, bunking on the couch while he sat with her. Don found us in the kitchen, his head on my shoulder. She wants us to try? For real. Try. After betrayal's bitter pill? New Year's Eve, Emily slipped away. Quiet. In sleep, Austin and Noah curled beside her. I found them at 3 a.m., her hand cool in mine. The call to his dad, stoic silence. Then, We'll handle arrangements. Handle. Like she was cargo. Funeral was Methodist in Midtown, packed with colleagues in black, eulogies painting her saintly. Austin spoke, voice steady. She taught me love's not possession. It's letting go. His eyes found me in the pews, message received. Grief's a thief, stealing breath. Austin drowned in it. Noah's wails echoing empty rooms, whiskey bottles multiplying. Dad descended, all judgment. Pull it together, son. For the boy, he had me like vermin. And you? Appreciate the help, but family sticks. I bit my tongue, helped pack her clothes for donation, dresses smelling of lavender, notes in margins of books. To Austin, be brave. The real clash erupted a week post-burial, snow blanketing the city like shrouds. Dad insisted Austin move to Florida. Fresh start, real support. Austin wavered, exhaustion cracking his resolve. Noah needs stability. Grandparents. I overheard in the hall, rage igniting. Stability? Or your homophobic echo chamber? Dad's face purpled. This is about family values, boy, not your lifestyle. Austin defended, half-hearted. Dad, Zach's family. But the seed doubt flowered. I packed a bag that night. Note on the counter. Can't compete with ghosts. Love you both. Always. Door click echoed like finality. Subway's home. I scrolled Zillow. LA listings, sun-soaked escapes. Lena found me at dawn, coffee in hand. Running again? I nodded, defeated. But Austin's call pierced. Don't. Please. She's gone, but we're not. The climax crashed Valentine's. Irony's cruel joke. Dad's ultimatum. Choose, us or him. Austin chose. Delay. Need time. But time's a liar. I showed up at the loft, flowers wilted from the cold, to find boxes half-packed. Going. My voice small. He nodded, tears streaking. For Noah. Dad's right. Better schools. Safer. Safer. From what? Me? So that's it. 9 years. Her dying wish. Trash. He grabbed my arms. No. God, no. This is temporary. I'll fight for us. Lies or desperate hope. I shoved him, chest caving. You've been fighting the wrong war. Hiding, half-assing. I'm done being the secret. Noah toddled in, clutching a truck, oblivious. I knelt, hugging him fierce, lavender shampoo, chubby warmth. Bye, buddy. Door slam, heart in shards. Spring 2025 thawed the ice, but not the freeze in my chest. I threw myself into the doc series. Interviews in sun-dappled brownstones. Elders sharing tales of fire-hose protests and back-alley bars. We survived by loving fierce, one said, wrinkled hand in his husband's. Their words fueled me, a quiet rebellion. Lena staged an intervention, bonfire in her loft, burning Austin's old letters, tequila shots toasting new chapters. I laughed, cried, posted a selfie at MoMA. Me, solo, before Rothko's Reds, caption, finding my color. Austin's texts pleaded, miss you. Noah asks for Uncle Z. I blocked, then unblocked, a masochistic loop. Therapy unpacked it, the codependency, the foster scars screaming abandonment. Boundaries, the shrink urged. Love yourself first. Easier preached. Freelance boomed, a Netflix pitch for queer history shorts, meetings in glassy WeWork towers. Success tasted bittersweet, hollow without him to share. Months blurred. Dad's pressure mounted. Austin relocated to a rental near the Florida compound, trial basis. Photos trickled via mutuals. Noah at Disney. Mickey ears askew. Austin's smile strained. Emily's locket weighed heavy. I wore it under shirts, talisman, or chain. Her plea echoed in dreams. Be there. But how, when trust was ash? The turning point hit June. Pride Month. Irony's parade. I marched again, rainbow flag draped, crowds surging like heartbeat. Lena beside, signs aloft. Love is love. Then, a face in the throng. Austin, Noah on shoulders, waving tentative. My feet stalled. He wove through, sweat sheened, eyes desperate. Zach. One word, a lifetime. Noah reached pudgy arms. Uncle Z. We ducked into a cafe off 7th. Iced lattes sweating on Formica. He spilled. Florida was hell. Dad's sermons, siblings' pity, Noah crying for home. Firm transferred him back, but the damage? I lost you. Almost lost myself. Voice cracked. I stirred sugar, heart pounding. You chose safe. Again. He nodded, no defense. Scared. Of failing him, like I failed you. But M was right. Hiding poisons everything. Noah smeared crumbs, oblivious. Austin wiped his face gentle. She made me promise to. To live true. Pause, heavy. Come with us? Co-parent, partners, whatever this becomes. No more secrets. The offer hung, terrifying. America 2025. Gay dads legal, but judgment? Eternal. Courts, schools, that one aunt at reunions. Yet Noah's giggle disarmed. Yeah. I whispered. Austin's grin bloomed. First real one in years. Yeah. Rebuilding was trench warfare. I moved in. Awkward at first. Noah calling me Zachy. Austin tiptoeing around touches. Therapy tandem. Couple sessions in a rainbow-walled office. Unpacking betrayals like old luggage. I resented you, he admitted once. Rain pattering windows. For being brave when I couldn't. I countered. And I envied her. The ring, the legitimacy. Tears, then laughter, absurdity of it all. Conflicts lingered. Dad's visit. Tense dinner in the loft. Noah the buffer. This. Arrangement. He grumbled over salmon. Austin's jaw set. This is our family, Dad. Love it or leave. Silence stretched. Dad softened, eyeing Noah's drawing of 3 stick figures. For her, he muttered, Emily's ghost bridging. Progress, inching. Misunderstandings flared too. A work trip for me to Sundance. First solo since the split. Austin spiraled, old jealousies rearing, like with Riley. I flew back early, confronted in the airport haze. Trust, remember? Or this dies. He crumbled, apologies in the cab. Trying. God, I'm trying. Climax crested Labor Day. Beach trip to the Hamptons. Emily's favorite. Waves crashed. Noah built sandcastles, us lounging towels. Idols shattered by a call. Dad stroke, critical in Florida. Austin paced surf, phone glued. Go, I urged. Family. He hesitated. But us. I pulled him close, salt-stung kiss public, defiant. We're family too. Go heal. He flew solo. I held fort with Noah, FaceTime's bridging. Austin returned changed, forged in fire. Dad survived, whispered approval from hospital bed. Be happy, son. No rainbow flags, but a nod to reality. Fall deep in bonds. We adopted a rescue mutt, scruffy terrier named Scout, Noah's shadow. Dates snuck in, babysitter nights at jazz clubs in the village, his hand in mine, unhidden. Proud of you. I said one evening, Central Park under stars, that romantic haze, leaves whispering. He cupped my face, thumb tracing jaw. Of us. Kiss slow, world fading, just heartbeat sinking. The unexpected twist? Noah's preschool application, progressive spot in Brooklyn Heights, queer inclusive. Interview day, we sat hand in hand. Teachers beaming at our story. Modern family, they called it. Accepted. Milestone, tear-streaked. Winter brought decisions. Austin proposed, not ring, but words, on our anniversary. 9 years plus 1, fire escape perch, city aglow. Marry me? For real this time. No cage, just choice. I said yes, laughing through tears. Ceremony small, Lena officiating in Prospect Park, Jamal DJing Springsteen. Dad attended, cane tapping, toasting to love's long road. Noah scattered petals, grin wide. Not perfect. Noah asks once, finger painting at the table, why 2 daddies? Austin kneels. Because love's big enough for extras. I ruffle his hair. And adventures. He beams, colors smearing. That's the win, not erasing scars, but painting over with hope. 9 years secret, 1 year free. Worth the war.